IKEA, known for its cheerful, minimalist designs, hides a clever psychological strategy aimed at making customers overspend. From its maze-like layout to quirky product names and irresistible Swedish meatballs, everything is designed to keep shoppers in the store longer, leading to impulse purchases. With over $50 billion in sales annually, IKEA isn't just the largest furniture retailer. It's also a unique cultural institution, even ranking among the world's 50 largest restaurant chains. The company's genius lies in making spending feel effortless and enjoyable. So, let's discover the shocking truth about IKEA. Yet behind this massive success lies an unexpected history. From the genius business strategies that propelled IKEA to global dominance to its founders' dark associations, the story of IKEA is both remarkably uplifting and deeply controversial. Its founder, Ingvar Kamprad, a dyslexic farm boy from a small Swedish village, built this furniture empire from scratch. He started by selling matches for pennies and expanded that modest beginning into a vast global enterprise. However, Kamprad's story also has a shadowy side. His early life was marked by ties to the Nazi Party, and his company has been accused of tax avoidance and even using forced labor in its factories during the Cold War. Oddly enough, despite these controversies, IKEA is technically the fourth largest charity in the world. The true story of IKEA begins with tragedy, rooted in the life of Ingvar Kamprad's grandfather, Achim Kamprad. In the 1890s, Achim, a German from an aristocratic family, fell in love with a woman named Franziska, who was from a lower social class. Their love story did not sit well with Achim's family, and the couple was forced to move to Sweden. They bought a small farm and tried to build a life together. Unfortunately, financial struggles soon took a toll on Achim. Overwhelmed by despair, he tragically shot his dogs and then himself, according to local legend. His pregnant widow, Franziska, was left to run the farm and raise their children alone. Through years of hardship and perseverance, she eventually became a well-respected member of the community. Ingvar Kamprad, her grandson, would later credit Franziska as one of his most significant influences, though her impact was not entirely positive. From an early age, Ingvar showed an entrepreneurial spirit. He began selling matches at the age of 6, quickly realizing that buying them in bulk and selling them individually would yield a profit. Franziska was his first customer, encouraging his business ventures. However, she also passed down to Ingvar her controversial political views. A passionate supporter of Nazi Germany, Franziska's beliefs influenced young Ingvar, leading him to become involved with the Swedish Nazi Party in his youth. This chapter of his life would later come back to haunt him as IKEA rose to prominence. Despite this dark background, Ingvar continued honing his business skills throughout his teenage years. At just 17, in 1943, he officially founded IKEA. Initially, IKEA was a small mail-order company, selling a variety of goods such as pens, wallets, and watches. The name itself is an acronym for Ingvar Kamprad, his family farm, Elmtarid, and the nearby village of Agunnaryd. Little did Ingvar know that this small business would soon evolve into a billion-dollar global empire. In the early days, Ingvar was bursting with energy. He imported products like pens and watches, which had been popular during his youth, and continued to expand IKEA's offerings. However, his business education was far from over. After graduating, Ingvar studied business and commerce, while his parents took over some of IKEA's responsibilities. This formal education gave him a new perspective on the company's operations, and he began to focus not just on manufacturing, but on streamlining distribution as well. A pivotal moment came in 1948 when Ingvar shifted the company's focus entirely to furniture. He realized that post-World War II Sweden was hungry for affordable, well-designed furniture, and IKEA was well-positioned to meet that demand. Ingvar's dyslexia also played a role in shaping IKEA's identity. Unable to remember complex product names, he began naming furniture after Swedish lakes, towns, and other geographic features, making the names memorable and giving IKEA its quirky branding style. As the furniture business took off, IKEA quickly found itself facing stiff competition. Many other mail-order companies were selling similar products, putting pressure on IKEA's profit margins. Ingvar decided to innovate by cutting out unnecessary product lines and focusing solely on furniture. He also purchased an old department store and transformed it into IKEA's first full-scale retail outlet. Customers could now come to the store, see the products in person, and take them home, all while avoiding the high shipping costs associated with mail orders. By lowering prices without sacrificing quality, Ingvar created a model that appealed to cost-conscious consumers. On the store's opening day in 1953, Ingvar was nervous. He feared there wouldn't be enough buns for the customers, or that the old building would collapse under the weight of the crowds. However, his fears were unfounded. Over 1,000 people showed up, eager to buy IKEA's affordable yet high-quality furniture. The store's success turned IKEA into a local sensation, drawing tourists as well as shoppers. But this newfound attention also attracted the ire of IKEA's competitors, who saw Ingvar's business as a threat. In the mid-1950s, the Swedish furniture industry began to view IKEA as a major competitor. Traditional furniture retailers couldn't match IKEA's low prices, prompting the National Association of Furniture Dealers to take drastic action. They started by pressuring trade fairs to ban IKEA from exhibiting its products. In response, Ingvar created a network of subsidiaries that allowed IKEA to continue selling through loopholes in the regulations. When the furniture dealers escalated their tactics by banning IKEA from even showing prices at fairs, Ingvar retaliated by organizing his own trade shows in major cities. The conflict came to a head when the furniture dealers convinced manufacturers to boycott IKEA entirely. Many of IKEA's suppliers were forced to cut ties, leaving the company in a precarious position. Ingvar responded by doubling down on innovation. He began designing IKEA's furniture in-house, creating new products that couldn't be found anywhere else. He also sourced emergency supplies of wooden chairs from Poland, ensuring that IKEA could continue to meet customer demand despite the industry's efforts to undermine the company. One of Ingvar's most significant innovations came with the opening of a massive new IKEA store in Stockholm. Spanning 8.5 football fields, this 3-story store was designed to be more than just a place to buy furniture. It was an experience. Customers would enter through a single door and follow a winding path through the store, encountering new items around every corner. This layout wasn't just for convenience, it was a psychological strategy to keep customers engaged and encourage impulse purchases. IKEA's stores are famous for their Gruen effect, a psychological phenomenon in which carefully designed spaces cause shoppers to lose track of time and spend more money than they intended. By leading customers through a maze of furniture and household items, IKEA creates an environment where people are more likely to make unplanned purchases. Additionally, the store's layout forces customers to note down codes for large, expensive items early in the shopping experience. As they make their way through the store, they encounter smaller, more affordable items that seem like bargains by comparison, further driving impulse buys. To keep customers in IKEA longer, Ingvar introduced in-store restaurants serving inexpensive meals like Swedish meatballs, attracting visitors even if they weren't shopping for furniture. This strategy proved effective, as many customers made additional purchases after dining. As IKEA expanded, it gained a reputation for quality, with a Swedish design lab confirming that its furniture often outperformed more expensive competitors. By the 1960s, IKEA was opening stores globally in places like Canada, Switzerland, and Australia. However, scrutiny increased when a journalist uncovered Ingvar Kamprad's past ties to the Swedish Nazi Party. Although he had distanced himself from those views, the revelation sparked controversy. Kamprad publicly apologized, but the issue resurfaced in the 1990s with rumors that IKEA had been financed with Nazi money, which he denied, insisting the company operated debt-free. Thanks for exploring the shocking truth about IKEA with us. From clever marketing strategies to a complex history, It's clear there's much more to this global giant than meets the eye. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more intriguing insights.